The episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I'm going to detail the story of actor Tyrin Turner. Tyrin would be born and raised in South Central LA and grew up on 51st and Hoover in the Fido's Hoover's turf. Tyrin wouldn't join the Hoovers, but would grow up with all the Hoovers in his area and be friends with many of them. He stayed away from the gang lifestyle, but in the area that he lived in, he would gain street smarts and learn how to conduct himself in the streets. Growing up in school, Tyrin was a class clown and always wanted to be seen and make people laugh. One day, Tyrin would go with his cousin to an acting workshop where the teachers would say he was a natural. This would lead to Tyrin wanting to be an actor and taking it serious. In 1989, Janet Jackson was a star singer and was having auditions for her song Rhythm Nation, and Tyrin would catch the bus and went audition for Janet Jackson herself, and she would pick him for a role in the video. This would lead to Tyrin getting two roles in 1990, one being in America's Most Wanted show, playing a gang member, as well as a segment for basketball player Michael Jordan, and a segment called Michael Jordan's Playground. With Tyrin building momentum in his career, he would audition for a future legendary movie called Boys in the Hood, which was directed by John Singleton. Boys in the Hood follows the lives of young boys growing up in the hood and the adversity they face growing up in a tough environment. The movie starred Lawrence Fishburne, Angela Bassett, Ice Cube, Morris Chestnut, Nia Long, and Cuba Gooding Jr., who was the star of the movie, playing Trey Styles. Tyrin would audition for the role of Trey in the movie, but would lose out to Cuba. Boys in the Hood would come out in 1991. 1992, Tyrin would have three roles that year, playing in two movies, one being Deep Cover, where he acted as a drug dealer, and a movie called Judgment, where he played a role as a man named Titus. Also in that same year, he played on a show called Jake and the Fat Man. In 1993, Tyrin had a role on Hanging with Mr. Cooper as a kid named Lewis, but his biggest role in his whole career would come that same year, and that role was in Menace to Society as the character Caine. Directors of Menace to Society, the Hughes brothers handpicked Tyrin as the role of
Hey, shout out to the Menace to Society, man. If you watched that movie growing up, you a real one, bro. You're invited to the barbecue, bro.
Caine, as they seen him in America's Most Wanted and knew he was the right choice for the role. At that point in his career, Tyrin didn't know if acting was going to be a success, but for him, this would be his big break. Menace to Society was just like Boys in the Hood and captured real life and what was going on in urban communities with many youths. Tyrin's character Caine will go through a lot throughout the movie, from deaths, losing family, and friends, being in the streets and what came with it, and what downfalls and decisions come with life. This role showed Tyrin's acting range and what he could do as an actor. The movie had many actors like Jada Pinkett, Lorenz Tate, Clifton Powell, and many rappers like Too Short, MC8, MC Pooh, and several others. Menace to Society will go on to be a classic film and is still loved today. In 1995, Tyrin would act in 8 roles and appearances in TV shows like Fallen Angels, Chicago Hope, and a CBS special. He would even be in rappers' videos like Scarface, Cypress Hill Illusions video, Deep's Lockdown video, and 2 films being Panther and Soulja Boy. In 96, he will also appear in Don't Be Wasting My Time by Mona Lisa in a movie called Method. In 1997 and 98, Tyrin played in TV show New York Undercover and made appearances in music videos for rappers like Sebo, the Ghetto Boys, and Scarface again. He also appeared in movies like Little Boy Blue, and another well-known movie would come for Tyrin. He played in a movie called Belly that came out in 1998. Belly was another classic movie that starred rappers Nas and DMX, and also featured other people like Method Man and T-Boz from TLC among others. Tyrin's role as Big Head Rico would be an iconic role in Belly, off his lines and how he acted and how he looked. Big Head Rico was a snitch and a notorious hater, so Tyrin didn't like that role after being promised a lead role, which later became DMX's part in the movie. Tyrin even tried to ruin the movie, but it made it an even bigger success.
And so then we get there and it's this dude he's like a snitch, and I'm like, okay, so I'm just annoyed at the character. 'Cause the I'm like, man, I want to really be like the lead character that you promised me. I went and got a banana, start I'm drop down. I don't like them. I'm just saying, I'm just being ignorant with it. It blew up.
Yeah, that became big, man.
But I didn't know it was gonna come off like that. I'm like being extra. I, I know I'm being a hater, but I know I'm smacking. Oh, I know I'm doing all that, And that's me just trying to put tens on it, and then it just turned out to be just some weird ass hungry banana biting hating ass people. You know what I'm saying? Person.
Right. All that was intentional when you was smacking it like that. And
Yeah, that was
You know what he really wanted to say, but he ain't gonna say that though.
that was all intentional. I don't like that. Like that because you can't write that. What can you write? Tell me where that you can write something like that. You can't write that.
Nah, you right about that, man. You definitely can't.
Tyrin would even try his hand at rapping, but outside of acting and rapping, he always found himself in the mix of some problems in Hollywood and having some altercations with many high-profile celebrities, one being Suge Knight over a woman.
Speaking of Suge Knight, right? I heard you and Suge Knight had a run-in. Is that true?
So, me and Dalvin. So, I don't know. It was right after. It was right after Tupac had passed away, and he called Dalvin from Jodeci phone and said, "I want to talk to Tyrin." And I'm like, so I'm at Dalvin house and Dalvin like, it's Suge. I'm like, Suge? He said, yeah, Suge on the phone. Like, okay, so I get the phone or whatever, and Suge was talking his Suge stuff or whatever, and then I was like, what? I thought they were, I think it was over a female or something at the time. He was like, I thought this was I said on the phone, I thought this was money over bitches, and so, oh, you a comedian? Oh, you think you funny? And then I hung up the phone. He went to jail. He never forgot that conversation. 9 years later, he came back. We at the club. I'm in a club. He sees me. We catch eyes. He pushes Busta Rhymes out the way to get to me. Like he did. It was just like, it's like he did in slow motion. Cigar, shoulder moving like that. He said, why you looking hostile? We looking at each other eye to eye. He said, why you looking hostile? And I'm just looking at him. He got like a gang of bloods around him. I look at him and we just looking at each other. He was like, if I wanted to, I can have something done to you. I'm like, I'm just like Dalvin over there looking like Tyrin, please don't. Dalvin know I'm like finna like, and I'm like, but I'm not done. Like I told you, it's defense, right? So you gotta know your surroundings, know the energy, know the world. I look at the situation, the energy. I'm like, nah, it's not the right time to do nothing weird.
Interviewed Tyrin Turner, who was in Menace to Society, and he spoke of a situation where he got Jay Prince, or Jay Prince came to him or whatever to help fix the situation between himself and Suge over a female. Do you remember if that ever happened, and if so, what it was about?
Well, see, the timelines don't match up to the female that I know. Timelines don't match up because he made it seem like this was like 2000 or less than it lingered on. That's Tyrin. And so I guess he always said Tupac trying to be Bishop. Trying to be Caine, I think. Talking around it because I know who the female is and I know it's going to get her in the comment sections and being mad. But the time that I know happened during like that Suge and Tyrin had a problem behind the female. 95, 96, 90, 94, 95, something like that. Tyrin had Miss Chalet. And us not knowing that Suge obviously had something going on with Miss Chalet secretly. And so Tyrin, no. Tyrin, but I like the word he used recently where he said, I never had a fair one, a fight that I initiated, which that makes sense. Because Tyrin know he got his ass whooped behind Miss Chalet.
Tyrin would even have a fight with Napoleon from Tupac's group, the Outlaws.
One of my dearest friends to this day, right? So Dalvin's like he a ladies man, you know what I'm saying? He love, he love the women. So for some reason, he didn't ran across him and Mutad, they kind of like dealing, smashing the same girl, you know what I mean? I don't know what's going on. So this don't have nothing to do with me at all. So I don't know if Mutar got his phone number. I don't know the full parameters. I don't know what happened, but they had words on the phone. So when when I see you, it's on. Had that same energy. Woo woo, whatever. Woo woo. Know that Mutar was going to the same studio Dal been going to. I didn't know that. So we get there, and we walking. Me, Dalvin, and then Mutar. I guess he walking or whatever, and I just hear somebody say, "This ain't no anybody can get it." I'm like, damn, anybody can get it. That mean me. You feel me? So the way I see it, this is the way I see it. Once he say that, I turn around and I do what I'm supposed. I feel like I did what you know what I mean? I did me. So then at that point, I feel like I took off, and then they was like, no, let's go in the street. Cause I'm just where I come from. I just feel like, man, like it's a problem. I just want to, I want to take off. Like that's just, we know it's something. I'm taking off. You know what I mean? So we go in the middle of the street. You know, it's kind of like a crowd. You know what I mean? So we get in the middle of the street, and we get down. You know what I mean? We get down. I do my thing the way I do it, and for you know what I'm saying, like, and I feel like I can fight. I'm not gonna say I won or lose, but I'm gonna tell the world this: I can actually fight. I can fight. So in my own way, I was fighting, and I was doing a good job at what I was doing. When the gun fall out, I see the gun. Could be this could go all bad now because this is different. There's a pistol involved. I just want to get out and squab. Like, hey, the gunplay, like it, you know what I mean? But it was kind of like this is where it needed to end. You know what I'm saying? Like it was kind of like, nah, I'm good. There was no winner in that situation. A fight, whatever. That's the whatever. The winner was that me and him fought like men. The winner was that no one was a sore loser. I don't want to say lost. I don't like that's not I didn't come here to say lost. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that I did what I had to do, and he was a man about what happened. That's all I can tell you. And I respect him. And
he got beat up. He didn't want to say he got beat up. You ain't gonna say all that if you win a fight. You got beat up.
He could have pushed the line and made it a lot more worse. That's what I'm saying. And he didn't do that. And that's why I really want to get a win to him.
We had a fight, bro. And that's a good dude, man. We became, you know what I mean? We respect each other, you know what I mean? But the fight, you know, we had a fight. We was in LA, and he was with Jodeci. And we had some words, you know what I mean? We had some words. It's probably can't go into what's the reason. It probably was something ignorant, but we was having some words together. And he was with Jodeci, a few there with Tyrin, you know what I mean? And we already had some words. So when I see him, and I'm strapped, you know what I mean? In LA, I used to keep a strap on me. So when I seen him, we started arguing. I was like, man, you an actor. Like, you can't, you know what I mean, man? This not been in society. Get out of here with that actor stuff. See, a lot of times people be thinking, because you see an individual on the movies or on television, we be thinking they soft. But Tyrin really grew up in the hood, you know. So we started fighting. You know, Tyrin is in shape. And this is the time I was overweight, drinking, and we fighting, bro. And I keep it 100. It was a good one, you know what I mean? he surprised me, definitely. You know what I mean? Where so while we fighting and it got to a point where we started wrestling when my gun fell out, I think that really shocked him because he paused. But I ain't gonna lie, Tyrin, bro, after fighting him, I was like, yeah, I gotta stop drinking. That's what I realized. I said, boy, that drinking had me a little messed up.
Never mind, and Tyron, just try to be nice about it. Everybody, take that back. I apologize.
But respect him, and after that, we spoke like men, and we respect each other.
In the 2000s, Tyron's career wouldn't see stardom like he did in the 90s. He wouldn't land any big name roles, and this would lead to him being in many low budget films throughout the 2000s, like 2001's Flossin', 2003's Crime Partners, 2007 Rap Sheet, Hip Hop Cops, 2008 Night Tales, 2009 Day in the Life, and in 2010, he acted in Ghetto Stories, the movie, which was a film by rappers Webby and Lil Boosie. He would play both of their uncles. Also during this time, he did a lot of writing for his friend, Jamie Foxx, and did a lot of things behind the scenes. In the 2010s,
But whoever did Jamie Foxx's haircut, bro, you pushed his hairline back. I mean, back.
Tyrin acted in movies like Hillbilly, When a Woman's Fed Up, She Was Eve, Supremacy, and The Ghetto. In 2016 movie Meet the Blacks starring Mike Epps, Tyrin would play his character Big Head Rico, reprising his role. And in 2017, Tyrin acted in TV shows like Tales, In the Cut, and Blackish. In 2020, Tyrin was on show with Sherman Showcase, as well as movies Fatal and Dutch. And in 2021, Tyrin reprised his role again in Meet the Blacks 2 as Big Head Rico. Tyrin is still writing and putting in work to this day behind the scenes. Even though his acting career didn't take off as much as he imagined, he still has some legendary roles and iconic parts.